Hey guys, good evening. This is Ed Froelich with Ocean Deep Fishing, and this is another segment of our After the Catch. So stay tuned. We're going to whip up a cool shrimp dish that I think you're really going to love. All right guys, so tonight we are going to cook up a creamed shrimp dish over linguine, and I've had several people ask me about this recipe. I have a great subscriber who watches everything I put out, and he's asked me to, whenever I get a chance, to make this. So Jordan, this one's for you, buddy. We're going to make this tonight, and you're going to see how it's done. So anyway, let me show you the main dish is shrimp. So I have a nice bowl of shrimp, and I caught this shrimp on sale. Pardon the pun. And then we're going to need some minced garlic. We're going to need some cornstarch, some clam juice, some heavy whipping cream, some cooking stock, Old Bay seasoning, Italian seasoning. We're going to need some butter, linguine, and then I'm going to make a salad. We're going to put this all together and I'm going to show you. Now most of these, so I'm hoping most of the ingredients that I'm showing you here you have at home. You might have to go out and purchase a few things, but usually garlic's a staple. I use cornstarch because it's easier to mix up. This is a thickening agent. That's what you're going to thicken your, you can use flour as well, but I like using cornstarch because one, it doesn't clump as bad, and two, you only need to use half as much for twice the thickening power. But in a pinch, if you don't have it at home and you're making it, you can use flour as well. Heavy whipping cream. I have 1 quart. I use half of this. I usually get the small pint, I think it's called. So I'm only going to use half of this in the recipe. And then stock, seafood stock. I always use the stock versus the broth. And the difference between the stock and the broth is the stock is made with, so the stock is made with fish bones, fish head, and stuff, so you get all that flavor out of there, where fish broth is basically just the fillet of fish kind of boiled in water to get that. Now we're using 1 stick of salted butter. You want to make sure the shrimp is raw too. Don't buy pre-cooked shrimp or it's going to be rubbery. All right, let's get started on this. We'll show you how it's done. First thing is a pan. You want a good sized saucepan. This is about I would say a 12 to 14 inch saucepan. If you're going to double this recipe because you have a large family, I would suggest that you get one that has like 2 or 3 inch sides on it, because this one's going to be pretty full. We're going to do everything in this pan. So we're heating the pan up on a medium-high heat right now. Once it gets to temperature, we're going to put in some olive oil and our seasonings and a little bit of broth and our garlic and all that, and I'll show you how you put that together. And then we're going to let that simmer a little bit before we put our shrimp in. Okay guys, the pan's just about to temperature. I've put on a pot for our pasta. I forgot to tell you about that, so you want to get that going. Then we're going to use some olive oil. This is extra light olive oil. Again, I don't use extra virgin olive oil because I don't like the taste of it when you put heat to it. It leaves a very funny aftertaste to it. So I don't use that. So we put a little bit of olive oil in there. Basically the olive oil is just to get hot in there, so when you put your butter in, the butter doesn't burn. That's really the only reason I'm using olive oil. We're going to put 6 of those in right now. So that's a little over a half a stick of butter. Use real butter, salted butter. That's what I like to use. Italian seasoning, we're going to put just a couple handshakes of Italian seasoning in. We're going to put 1 big heaping teaspoon, or actually it's a big tablespoon. That's going to be of our garlic, and then we're just going to sprinkle in a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. To start with, probably just a tablespoon. You don't want too much. All right, and we're going to just let all this stuff cook together and get happy. The garlic aroma already is starting to come in there. So the Italian seasoning you put in there, and the garlic and the butter and all that you're putting in here, and you're kind of sauteing it over there. It's getting all the flavors out of all those ingredients there and combining them into the sauce. And then we have it on medium high right now, but right before I put the shrimp in, I want to try to get it a little bit hot, hotter than it is now, so that the shrimp cook fast. I don't want the shrimp to take too long to cook. Shrimp are translucent. As soon as it gets starting to go pink on both sides, you can put the rest of your ingredients in. You don't want to cook the shrimp at this point all the way through. It'll help keep it from getting rubbery. All right, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit more between medium high and high. And we are going to put our shrimp in now. And we're just going to kind of like saute it, sort of like a shrimp scampi. And get all that garlic going with the shrimp. And you can see, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more on high. Oh, I've lost a few here. This shrimp is about 1.5 pounds of shrimp, and it's just great for Peggy and I. We usually have dinner with this, and then there's usually enough left over for her or myself for lunch the next day. All right, so we're going to just turn this over. You can see that the shrimp is starting to get just a little pink color to it. Okay, that's about good. You can see where the translucent has disappeared, and you get that light hint of pink. All right, this is the time that you're going to add your clam juice. It's 8 fluid ounces. You can use any clam juice you want, and you just pour that in. That's going to shut the heat down a little bit, cool it down. I'm going to turn the heat back down to medium high, and we are going to just let this cook together. Now, at this point in time, you're going to re-add the ingredients we did. You're going to do some Old Bay seasoning again, about another tablespoon. You're going to be doing some more Italian seasoning. And I'm going to add some ground pepper here in just a second. Ground black pepper. Do it to taste. I don't like too much of it in there, but I just put a little bit in there. Okay, now here's the important part, and it just has to do with you. If you like a lot of sauce and juice, you can add as much as you want of the fish stock. I'm just going to pour it in here in the amount that I think I want, because we like a lot of sauce in our pasta. All right, and that's going to sit there just like that. And we're going to let that incorporate. Okay, it's on medium high. I got the fish stock in there. Okay, so the next is we're going to put heavy whipping cream. We're only going to use about half of this. This is 1 quart, so we're going to use like a pint. And you just pour that in there. All right, that is about, you can see all the fat and stuff, the butter and stuff rises to the top. You want to cook this a second, and then you want to taste it. Before you thicken it, you want to taste to see if you are okay with the flavor or if you need anything else, and this is the time that you want to add it, not after you thicken it. Okay, our pasta water is ready, so I'm going to put a whole box of, got 16 ounce of linguine. I'm going to cook that whole box. And I don't know if you guys do it, but I like to put a little bit of olive oil in my water. It helps seem to keep the noodles from sticking together as they're cooking. All right, put the whole box in. Stir it around there, and that's going to cook down in a minute, and we'll push it in. All right, we're going to give it a taste test right now and see if it's where I want it. That's perfect. Now, at this point, this is the time you want to, like I said, put any spices in. If you want some heat in it, you want to put some cayenne pepper in it, or sriracha. You can even put some sriracha sauce in it to have a bite. That's up to you. I'm not doing it in this dish, but you are more than welcome to add whatever you want at this point. Okay, so this is where we're going to thicken this up now. You can thicken it as much as you like if you want it really thick, or if you want it soupy. If you like it just the way it is, you can just leave it the way it is. Very important, when you're doing this, it has to be to a boil when you're thickening it. I've just taken some water, 4 ounces of water, and we're going to take the cornstarch, and we're going to put 2 of these big spoonfuls of that in there, and you're going to mix it up. And this is the nice thing I like about cornstarch, is when you mix it in water, and you want to do just regular tap water, not ice cold water. You can easily use hot if you want, but it doesn't get lumpy. It's nice and soft. So now when you put this into your mix, you can see it's boiling. All right, you can see it's boiling, and that's what you need to thicken it up. And then as soon as it thickens up, you can turn the heat down and simmer. You want to make sure you pour this all around, not just in one spot. And as you're pouring, mix with your spoon, because you don't want it to get clumpy in one spot with the heat. And you just keep mixing it. Let the heat stay on there and boil. Bring it in from the sides into the middle. Make sure that you're getting all of this incorporated really well. You can turn the heat down now to just a medium simmer. Now, you can do this process again if this isn't thick enough for you. You can do just what I did, mix up some more and pour some more in there. If you went too heavy and it's too thick, you can do the opposite. You can pour some fish stock in here. And where you think you have too thick and you made a mistake, you put too much of your cornstarch in, you can just take your cooking stock, which is your seafood stock, and you can slowly pour a little bit in here and just mix it just like I'm doing now until you get the consistency you want. Now, as you can see, it still pours, but it's a lot thicker. You can see how it stays on the spoon. So that's kind of what I want right there. All right, guys, so I'm going to check my pasta, and I'm going to cook the pasta till it's like 3/4 of the way done. I don't want it 100% done because it's going to sit in the pot here to keep warm. If you overcook it, it's just going to turn into mush. So I'm going to take a couple of those strands, put them on my spoon, let them cool off, and I'm going to test the pasta to get it to the consistency that I want it. Now right now this is just on low and it's keeping half, still marinating all the spices and flavors together. And as soon as the pasta is done, this is finished. It's ready to go. Put that on there with a side salad, and there you go. You have it. Very simple to make and very tasty. We're going to put a salad together right now, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to put all this together, and we'll have dinner. Okay, guys. So here's my salad spring mix. Very simple. Just going to put that in a bowl. All right, I have some Orchard Valley salad toppings. It includes dried and sweetened blueberries and cranberries, and sliced almonds. All right, I'm not sure if I got that footage. So anyway, I've got spring mix in both bowls. We're putting some salad toppings on now. Some bacon bits. Real bacon bits. Just sprinkle out as whichever you like, how much you like on there. I have black olives here. You can use green, both. You can use Greek olives, whatever you like. If you don't like olives, don't put olives on. I like olives, so does Peggy. She loves olives. So anyway, that's it. And then we'll put our salad dressing. Okay guys, you can put this in a bowl or a plate, whichever. I like it in a bowl because I like to catch all the juice. We're gonna put in our linguine. Now we are gonna plate our shrimp. So we are just gonna plate this. Make sure we get some of these lovely shrimp over there on top of our pasta. And that's it. You hit this with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. As Emeril Lagasse would say, bam, bam, bam. All right, guys, we got our salad. We're gonna put our favorite ranch dressing. Man, that's the best stuff. I don't know. I've tried all kinds of ranch dressings, and however they do it good, because guys, there you have it. So anyway, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Try it. If you like it, leave a comment. If you tried it a different way or added something to it, you thought it made it a little better, let me know too. I'd like to know that. I'll try it next time. But that's all I got for you today. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Ocean Deep Fishing. Try our Instagram, One Fish Too Big. And then that's all I've got for you guys. Give a like to the video if you liked it. It really helps our performance for the videos. And until next time, tight lines, everybody.